Hey everybody, Patrick Ashby here from eXp, and I am so excited to be here in Kelowna. We're at the Delta Hotel, and I am here with iconic agent Marvyn Baker. And to put things into perspective, Marvyn was licensed in 1975 in Ottawa, and as a 20-year-old, I joined the permanent in 1984. And this guy was not only the number one agent in Ottawa, he had been the number one agent in the entire country for the permanent in 1982 and 1983. So I reached out to Marvyn last year, started sharing with him a little bit about eXp, and here he is on board with eXp. So Marvyn, welcome to the team, and I want to show everybody this. This is amazing. This is a picture of Marvyn from the Ottawa Citizen, was it? Okay, Citizen. Look at that old car phone. One of the first real estate agents in Canada with a car phone. So Marvyn, it's such a pleasure to have you with eXp, and you know, you're one of the top realtors in our country. You've done some amazing work with Rotary as well, but let's focus on your real estate career and tell us some of the highlights from your past.
Well, I got into business. I got my license on May 22nd, 1975. As you mentioned, 1975 is when I got into the business. And I started out with a company called Montreal Trust and moved to a smaller company that was bought out by the permanent. And so I joined the permanent in 1978. And in 1982, I was number one for all the country.
Wow.
With over 250,000 gross. And so 1983, I went on, I asked the company what the record was for the company, and they said $312,000. I said, well, my goal this year is to do 315. I had reached just over 5 million was 50,000.
Right.
So just over 250,000 by September, and so I said to management, I said, when I reach 7.5 million, I would like our two secretaries to go on the trip to Acapulco that year, because every year they had a trip, twice to Acapulco, twice to Puerto Rico, twice to Martinique, and once to Hawaii. And so they thought, well, Baker took 9.5 months to get to 2.5 million. He figures in another 2.5 months, or year ended November 30th, he's going to do another over 2.5 million. So November, I had a big month to reach that, and I had a lot of help. It was a team effort.
Yeah.
We my gross sales for November were over 96,400.
Gross commissions.
Or gross commissions, rather.
Yeah.
And the second in the office for the year was 95,000 something. So I had a good year that month.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went on to, they stopped the trip in 86. So I moved on to Remax in January of 87, and I did over 300,000 my first year with Remax, and I made the Hall of Fame in Remax, which is $1 million in commission in 4.5 years. And I met a fellow that was at the Atlanta convention from the Okanagan, and he said, "Why don't you come to the Okanagan?" Because I'm from British Columbia.
It is beautiful out here.
And so my wife was from Kelowna, so. We decided to move here. In 95, we moved here, and so it's been...
And you've been crushing it out here ever since.
Well, 24 years. It was a starting over situation, but I joined Remax and moved to Royal LePage, where I was for 20 years before I moved to eXp.
Excellent.
So
and now you get the call about eXp, and of course, I start telling you about how the retirement program works with our rev share and stock program and the whole bit, and that began to resonate with you.
It did. My wife was not impressed. She thought I should be retiring, but without a pension, it's so I saw this as the as a way to take care of that issue, and so here I am.
That's great, and you're off to a wonderful start. I met Tony, the very first agent that you actually sponsored into the business, and he's getting things going with our free lead gen program and the whole bit, so that's wonderful. But switching gears here a minute, because you're also a famous Rotarian, and I remember going to a Rotary meeting with you back in Ottawa, I think it was in the early 90s, but you have had a record now of
48 years perfect attendance. That's
48 years perfect attendance.
I'm going for 50. So that's a meeting every week, and we can make up within 2 weeks either side. But I made up all over the world. It's Rotary, if you know something about it, it's about 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide in over 200 countries, and also it has main focus was to rid the world of polio, and now we're down to just 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan, that have less than 100 cases of polio. So it looks like we shall reach that over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. It started off with an initiative of 120 million, and Bill Gates and Belinda Gates have donated 100 million twice, with matching whatever the Rotarians would come up with. So we're around $1 billion now.
Unbelievable. But 48 years perfect attendance every week. So not only a great realtor, but a great human being. Marvyn, welcome to the team.
Thank you.